many years have come and gone since that day? How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one that stood alone against the storm. For the one they called. The warrior of light.
Good morning. It is indeed Sunday today, and we are at our more or less regular streaming time. And we'll see how far we go today. Hopefully my eyes don't act up too bad, and we can get some major progress done as we continue our story. We left off, Titan is back, and we are seeking the help of the former... why am I blanking? Company of Champions? Heroes. Company of Heroes. And to try to get advice on how to beat Titan. And we also have just finally, at level 40, become a warrior because we finally got MSQ to take us to Costa del Sol. Yay! And hopefully at some point we'll get to South. We've been in South Shroud, but we haven't actually been to that camp in South Shroud where we can get our Chocobo companion, because that'll be nice too. But, oops, I need to. Nope, not that. I need my pillow for good posture. There we go. Okay. So we are here in Costa del Sol. And we need to go speak to Whiskers. I also emptied out some of my inventory, got some higher level gear. Now that we're up into the 30s area and I can buy it, bought myself a new axe. It's not still highly impressive, but at least it's cooler looking than the other one we had. So that one should take us a little while. So let's explore Costa del Sol, figure out how to defeat Titan, and be on our way. Pardon, you wish to slay the Lord of Crags? We must slay him, Captain. The people of Limsa are depending upon us. You fancy yourself heroes then, just like in the tales? Be not so quick to judge. Long have I labored to the well-being of you and yours. Long have I labored for the well-being of you and yours, and my associate here has bathed in Ifrit's hellfire and lived. He is blessed with a power that protects him from primal influence. Thus was he able to lay low the Lord of the Inferno. We know full well the risks and have taken every possible precaution. We lack only the knowledge of how to enter Titan's lair. Pray be so good as to grant us the boon of your wisdom, and we shall be on our way. A man who can't be tempered? Useful, but will not be enough. It is true that the company of heroes fought and felled primals, but each victory was bought with the lifeblood of brave men and women. And Titan was the worst we faced. Aye, we defeated him in the end, but he took from us some of our very best. Even if you possess the power you claim, I have no reason to believe you will succeed. Believe what you will, we mean to try. Though our lives we forfeit, we will not abandon Limsa to the wrath of Titan. You are passionate, I'll grant you that. And you deserved better than the greeting I gave you, but I will not send you into Ogomora on a whim. To be plain, I do not wish to see you give your lives in vain. At the very least, I must have assurances that you are more than common adventurers. I oversee security for Master Gegeruju's estates. Perhaps you can demonstrate your abilities by attending to one of our... Ye gods, man, have you heard nothing I said? We have not the time to perform trivial tasks. The enemy is at the gates. Do you imagine words can sway me, girl? If you dislike my conditions, then you're welcome to try to find your own way into Ogomoro. Though it pains me to admit it, I fear we have no choice but to acquiesce to the man's demands. Yet much remains to be done if we are to best Titan. Forgive me, but I must ask you to undertake these tasks alone. Hey, Ishtola, that's not fair. We'll use the time to see to the remaining preparations. Leaving the dirty work to others, are we? Very well. My thoughts exactly. Pray do whatever the good captain bids, however trifling. Remember, the fate of Limsa hangs in the balance. Master Gegeruju's request can be more demanding than you realize. Before I set you to your true task, I would like to verify that this won't be a waste of my time. A Nyx has recently been seen prowling the beach to the east. As you can imagine, my master does not want large, slimy creatures anywhere near his lands. The beast is cunning, but you should have no difficulty luring it out with herring. Slay the Nyx and return to me. Oh, and don't forget to bring me a leg as proof of the kill. Okay... Pardon me, sir. I was wool gathering. We've no black pudding today, I'm afraid, if you were so inclined. We do have some very nice bread pudding, though, with marmalade. Know how many guards Master Gegeruju has? Too damn many is what. The last time I checked, he wasn't Admiral Merwib. We need to stop playing around and put men where they're needed. Welcome, sir. Do you require assistance? Costa del Sol is a shining jewel on the otherwise drab and unremarkable lands of Lenosha. The area, originally cleared for farmland, was soon abandoned after it was discovered that seawater had seeped into the water table. That was when Master Gegeruju, a wealthy Uldan entrepreneur, cast an appraising eye upon the shoreline. Rather than remain in the refugee-flooded streets of his native city, Master Gegeruju made a sizable contribution to the Admiral to secure the rights to build a new estate in the scenic environs. It is, I believe, a testament to my master's business acumen that he chose to rename this newly developed section of Bloodshore, a most uninviting appellation, to a far more palatable Costa del Sol. And it's the man himself. Oh, where are they? Has something less than delightful and more than awful befallen the new dancing girls who arrived today? This is most inconvenient. I do wish that someone would find the driver who was to bring me my divine danseuses. That someone would be healthily rewarded for it, I shouldn't doubt. Oh gods, my aching feet. You wish to see me dance, do you? Then I would first see the color of your coin. I have 3 little ones at home whose bellies need filling. Now I lie and wait. And you know, last time I did this, none of that was there. Yes, I know I can turn on my beast gauge, I don't need enmity, and I can't spend any of this yet. So stupid. So stupid. And I know I'm 35 and I could, but I'm gonna wait till I get to 35 level quest. You know, do it the way it's supposed to be done. Pretending we're not totally over leveling. Beg your pardon, sir. I haven't time for idle chit-chat. It is of paramount importance that I attend to Master Gegeruju's every whim, no matter how misguided. My loyalty goes beyond obedience. If your deeds would serve Master Gegeruju's interest, then my deeds shall serve yours. Nix that. The governor sent you, did he? I was afraid he wasn't going to wait no more. Don't be giving me the sack now. 'Tain't my fault, I swear. I bought the girls just like I was supposed to, and we got as far as here afore they caught sight of the ocean, and that's the moment they started crying like squirrels and hopping like spriggans. Soon as I stopped the wagon, they were off and running to the beach. Now I yelled at them ladies to get back at the carriage so we could get where we was supposed to, but they didn't pay me no never mind. You go talk some sense to them, wouldn't ye? Working stiffs the both of us. You understand. You'll help me out? I gotta go catch some cats. Oh, you're not a cat. You're a giraffe. Excuse me, who are you? Not the boss of me, that's right. This is my first time on the beach, and nobody's gonna tell me how long I can and can't have it. Got it? I just feel so blessed to be here. This is beautiful and inspiring, don't you think? I'm feeling so many things. I just need to drink it all in and channel it into my art. None of them were Makotes. Oh, there's a Makote. Oh, honey, I've never seen anything like this. It's all dunes where I come from, you know. I'm sure Master Gegeruju wouldn't mind a bit if we stretched our legs before coming to see him. Shells are right fancy and pricey back home. Betcha guilt to gooba poop that I can sell a beauty like this to Master Gegeruju. Need to find a way to get it to him, though. You go wait while I find me a wagon or some such. Master Gegeruju is exceedingly particular when it comes to quality, so to be hired as his personal chef is quite the honor. It is, however, a daily trial to create dishes that meet his demanding expectations. Well, did you deal with the nicks? Here's your leg, almost as large as an aldegoat leg, but several times leaner. Lest you think me overly cautious for testing you in this way, you should know that we had an incident not long ago. A foolish young employee was dismissed for lying about his past. He claimed to have served in the company of heroes, but I knew for a fact he did not. Anyway, now that the pointless busy work is finished, I shall give you a challenge that befits your talents. Two highly distinguished individuals are scheduled to visit Costa del Sol in the near future, and Master Gegeruju wishes to welcome them with an elaborate banquet. But while money is no object, not everything Master Gegeruju desires can be so easily purchased. It is to be an extremely exotic feast, and so, Gale, your mission is to seek out and obtain the rare ingredients our chef requires. That's not up to the talents of a warrior of light. It'll be a long and arduous journey, but you need not toil alone. Many of the mercenaries who once served under my command still live, and they will guide you in your quest. For the first ingredient, I would have you travel to the South Shroud, yes, and speak with Ladnell at Camp Tranquil. Chocobo help. What? Do you mean to tell me that you cannot afford to waste time as your associate did? Adventurer, if you have not the endurance to complete this mission, how do you expect me to believe you can outlast the Lord of Crags? Either do it or don't. I have work to do. And these are all turns, yep. Overcome by the ocean, are we? Are they, seduced by the sand, with me waiting? Me, who paid so dearly to see their unparalleled undulations? Well, how delightful. They are true artistes, as beautiful inside as they are out. Gridania is green, Ul'dah is golden, but only Costa del Sol is blue and white. Yes, I should have thought of it earlier and given them leave to play upon the beach. Ah, happy it is to be a wealthy man. I shall wait because I can! I am no drudge quaking at the sound of a master step, nor am I a knuckle-biter who needs a bottle of brandywine to keep the tremors at bay. I shall enjoy the anticipation and the fulfillment alike. Excellent, Kaimin. Come. Such a still, wilting day, and I had a little thought, a violet, not a rose, to call upon the refreshing breeze. The wind sprites now, you can get a healthy puff or two out of them. It follows that a powerful sprite can set a whole city aflutter. According to my best calculations, or rather my second best calculations, no need to ask how or why, collecting 3 cores from Wind Sprite should permit you to summon a more powerful specimen. Won't someone, present company definitely included, carry out my genius plan? Will someone deign to collect this handsome reward? They're up, aren't they? They're not on the shore. Like there. The wind generated by these lighter-than-air cores is the bane of beskirted women and bekilted men across the realm. Sometimes I question if opening the Flying Shark was the right decision, but if I wasn't bowing and scraping to some pretentious udon merchant, I reckon I'd be doing the same to Count Dismail. Never pronounced that. That may have suited my father and grandfather, but I have aspirations for a better life. He's gonna have one more quest after this, because they always come in threes. The storm sprite attacked you? So only you enjoyed a refreshing buffeting? I had but a whimpering whiffle. Oh, phooey. Now I shall be bored again. You see all those wild colibri? Not one of them was originally here, though the alchemical question of where here is, that's something we can munch many almonds over. 'Twas I that bred, fed, and released the birds. Of course, they are still mine, or if they belong to themselves, certainly no one else owns them. At least, not more than I own them. Where was I? Oh yes, my colibri are being poached. The miscreants hang just outside the boundary of Costa del Sol. Sly, and entice the colibri with feed. They should not be doing such a thing, such an ungentlemanly thing. Won't you parley with them? And if you can't talk sense into them, well, we'll just have to lure the birds back using these flowers. My colibri love roselle nectar. I happen to know why, because I bred and fed them. I tried to take the stairs the whole way. It didn't work. I'm up. Or am I down? Oh, there they are. Flying away. Thank you. Back off. This is Bloodshore. We're not in Costa del Sol, and that means we don't have to live by our master's say-so. Yeah, Bloodshore's not part of his little fiefdom. We're free folk here, not bought and paid for like the lots in Costa. Wasn't expecting that. Damn that Gegeruju. He thinks he can buy everything. We built Costa del Sol by the sweat of our brows. Did he tell you that? I know every cobble of the streets, laid about half of them myself. It was a pioneer town, a good town. Then the moneybags swooped in and took it all. Stay as a lackey or leave as a free man, those were the pickings. Then he took the beach, no more fishing without his say-so, and now he takes the colibri. first time when I went through this whole thing, I got so confused as to why I was doing anything. Which is probably part of how the culling of the story is going to go, because it's like, I'm going around collecting all these ingredients, and I completely forgot why I was collecting these ingredients. Ha! That settles their hash, and now they have yet another bone to pick with me. The 12 know I have many a skeleton in my closet. Don't read too much into that, my dear. But those settlers have quite the ossuary. Costa del Sol was Abrid Merwood's hobby horse. She had an ideal to settle this area, and so brought a number of folk on indenture. The terms were very generous. Hardly anyone died, a credit to her leadership. Yes, very creditable. But she had no head for business, kept trying to farm this salty land. I stepped in and saved her from ruin. You see, Costa del Sol now, a jewel of commerce and culture, but I assure you it was not when I purchased it. Many of the settlers have stayed and prospered. Why, a good third of my household was once raw pioneer. But some people like figs. They want to stay the same. Tiresome, I say. They've no one to blame but themselves. Alright. Now we can go to, I'm gonna teleport to Quarry Mill because we haven't attuned with the Aetheryte in Camp Tranquil. But we will! Stormy in the South Shroud. I'm going faster here. Must have picked up a quest reward that let me go faster here. Oops. Middle Lenosa, Lower Lenosa, but not Eastern Lenosa. That's why I'm going slower there. And I've pretty much done it everywhere. First time seeing Roots Lake, these boulders have lain as you've seen them since the Calamity. Atop the largest lies Camp Tranquil. Mind your step as you go, adventurer. The fall may not kill you, but it's certain to leave a mark. I am Rhea Osena, a Pajal of Gridania, as you might discern from the horns on my head. My name may be unfamiliar to you, but doubtless you know of my sister. That would be Khan E. Senna, Elder Seed Seer of Gridania and Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder. Together, we are known as the Three Sea Seers, myself, my sister, and our younger brother, Arun Senna. Among my myriad titles, I am proud to call myself a practitioner of white magic, which is the art of healing. This is an art for which we have no small meed. The Twelves would have been made to suffer unspeakable pains, from the calamity to unending conflicts with the beast tribes to exploitation at the hands of our own people. It is my duty, my calling, to provide succor, and I do it gladly. When she was a child, Rhea O had quite a temper. She's a sweet little girl now, but a Moogle does not easily forget. Even now, the sound of her voice makes my fur stand on end, Kupo. Why, I've served Rhea O since she was a little girl no bigger than me, Kupo. She has matured much since the calamity. Her brother Arun, on the other hand... We will not be engaging in their questline because I will not be becoming a white mage. Oh, another adventurer. Move along. I have my hands full with this merchant. We have strict rules requiring all foreign goods to be inspected by a mage before crossing our borders. Alas, some outsiders remain ignorant. The hells with this goddamned elementals, this goddamn swamp, and this goddamn woodweller. How long must I wait to make one goddamn delivery? I should never have left Ul'dah. And we arrive in Camp Tranquil. Matron's teeth, those turtles are huge. If the damn things didn't move, you'd think they were just another pile of rocks. Aren't you curious about that giant door to the southwest? They say it's sealed to prevent some poisonous mist from leaking out, but I'm not fool enough to fall for that. You know what I think it is? Treasure, legendary weapons, sparkling jewels, and mountains of gills so thick you could bury yourself in them. Those stories of poison mist are just to keep us from getting too curious, you'll see. I was bringing lumber to market long before the calamity. I tell you, the things I've seen in the 12th Wood since then boggle the mind. The most bizarre beasts seem to congregate around the giant gate to the southwest and the Gelmoran ruins to the northeast. From which of the 7 hells did these creatures come? No comment. Do you require assistance, adventurer? So, this is the one who would challenge Titan. I've been expecting you, Gale. The ingredient you seek is the egg of a giant adamantoise. The method of acquisition should be obvious. You steal it from the beast's nest, of course. Simple in theory, but difficult in execution. Most who try die in the attempt. Will I help you get it? Ha! You abuse me. I will not jeopardize my position by openly assisting you. From me, you will receive only information. What you do with it is your choice. Let me be clear. This business between you, me, and the captain must remain a secret. See, I don't regret my time spent with the company in the slightest. Traveling the world, meeting interesting people, killing them, it was jolly good fun. Watch the Makote in the back. Alas, Gridanians are, by and large, an unforgiving lot. Dato here being a rare exception. I've had to go to great lengths to ensure that I am seen as a model citizen, with no taste for drinking, whoring, gambling, and all those activities I so dearly miss. So understand that if you ruin my little charade by wagging your tongue, I'll fashion a noose with your entrails and hang you from the nearest heavens pillar. Now then, where were we? Ah yes, the egg. The first thing you must do is deal with the sentries patrolling the adamantoise breeding grounds. Poaching is illegal in Gridania, in case you were unaware. A shame we have so few whalers to spare, especially with brownie bushes almost in season. Matron forfend if agaric flies claim the crop before we receive more sentries. Aye, we will also soon need barrels of sting brew to weaken and ward off the pests, but if any of the vilekin were found near the shrooms before we can take preventative measures, we would be forced to shift our patrols immediately. You will, of course, notify me if you encounter any agaric flies in the vicinity of the lower path, yes? Hush, hush. Secret, secret. I heard Captain Lendel regaling you with many tales of his youth. Much he has seen and known, having journeyed throughout Eorzea with naught but his wits. I am a child of the Twelves Wood, a whaler through and through. Never have I cast a shadow that was not forged by a sun that perches atop the great elm at dawn. Yet travel I would, if only in mind. They say an Ul'dah trader is nearby, to the south. Will you find for me a thing from that city strange and great? I have duties, or else I would go. You'll not find me ungrateful. The abandoned airship leading to the south has become a haven for poachers. Oh, we've tried to dry them off and succeeded more often than not, but even should they scatter in time, they slink back to take shelter once more. It's like trying to catch a greased marmot. Nature tends towards stability and order, and for ages this balance of forces was maintained. Yet, as you can see, the calamity destroyed that delicate balance and severely weakened the land. The taint of corruption is even visible in some places. Snakebolt is one such location. Ever since the ruins were exposed 5 years ago, countless beasts have seen fit to make their home. With such scars still fresh, I fear the forest will not completely recover for a long, long time. My feisty little chocobo! The unmistakable smell of chocobo clings to you, adventurer. Would I be correct in assuming that you have your own trusty steed? Aye, I thought so. Now tell me, is your bird battle trained? If not, you might consider seeking the advice of Luquet over at Branch Meadows. The Ashgardian native is something of a prodigy in all matters concerning our fine feathered friends. He should be able to help you attain greater affinity with your bird. Really, I had to come here to be sent back to Branch. That's a little ridiculous. Those are the leave meats. Hail, adventurer! You come at an opportune time. My botanist hatchet serves its own purpose well enough, but I'd hesitate to use it on anything that bites back. I would guess that your own skill at arms is more apropos for this situation. I was crossing the bridge behind me when I got to thinking of all I've seen since the calamity. What boggles the mind wobbles the body, and before I knew it, I was nearly on my face, and the lumber in my arms was scattered all over the bridge. Some of it must have fallen over the side. Now, I'm not so green as to go vaulting under the bridge when I know perfectly well of the fiends below. But an adventurer should have little and less to fear. Will you go in my stead to retrieve the wood? I'm going to grab the leaf meat, and then hide it, and I'll clear it later, just so it doesn't... look to me like something I need to do. There we go. Okay. You are come to Camp Tranquil. Is there aught you wish to know? This camp is an important waypoint along the lifeline of trade between Gridania and Ul'dah. Follow the southern bridge and you will find yourself in the Barrens of Thanalan. Roots Lake below used to be an honest-to-goods lake, but the calamity drained most of the water. We are left with a sultry mire teeming with wildlife never before seen in the Twelveswood. And do have a care when crossing the hanging bridges. Incidents are on the rise wherein travelers are taken by an inexplicable jumping fit and suffer a bad fall, and they oft regret stumbling into what they find upon landing. There are those doors. Oh no! There are agaric flies swarming around. The wood whalers should reposition. I need to eat more food. This guy's strong. He's not doing any damage. I'm dodging it all, but it's taking a while to go down. why he was a pain in the ass to hurt. They could have gotten him eventually. Oh no, whatever shall we do? Now that, sire, is what I call a close call. Good for nothing, that guard of mine. I swear these new cell swords are more of cell scabbards. Here, pray take this for your troubles, the more precious of my wares. Uldan incense. If you're headed to Thanalan, know that traveling with peddlers or by carriage ain't no guarantee of safety. Too many venturers oft forget that. Good, my comments. I know I'll have to kill some of these anyway, but while you're here... Oh, I should eat some. I'll stomp you. Oh goody, that one didn't summon anything. Nothing remained of Camp Tranquil after the calamity. No burnt cloth, no shattered timbers, and not a single survivor. The only life left in this accursed swamp is too damned stubborn to die. Aye, that goes for us too. Ah, adventurer, I am right glad for your return. Did you find my wood where it fell? A long piece of planed wood dropped by the ever graceless Florent. Wonderful. The tavern will get a fine blaze out of these. 'Tis firewood for Busker and Struthers you were gathering. A little damp, but nothing that a little drying won't fix. The sun is strong and the way is long, after all. Much appreciated. It's not that long. Did you find something? I hope to the twelves that it transports me as the captain's tales do. From myrrh to sandalwood, the soothing aromas emitted by these alchemically crafted incense cones will instantly take one back to the jewel of the desert. That scent! My head swims! I see markets and the Colosseum. That's an L. Languorous evening strolls past roses with the heat of the sun still on them. What smells! They inflame my imagination, and possibly my sinuses. Thank you, adventurer. You have more than earned this. Never doubt that Camp Tranquil has a powerful protector in the Sixth Sphere. You have heard of the prowess of Captain Landinel, or of that I am certain. I pray this year's crop of brownie bushes comes late. Oh, look here. Legend says that Eorzea was once inhabited by a race of tiny creatures called brownies, and they would use the spores of this particular mushroom to paint their faces for battle. Oh my! Is this a brownie bush? And you say you slew a whole swarm of agaric flies? Matron's teats, we cannot wait for reinforcements. We must do something. I already... Money, please. This agaric fly infestation requires our full attention. I thank you for bringing it to my attention, adventurer. If I may impose upon your kindness further, I would ask you to inform my subordinates of this dire development. I have 3 whalers currently standing guard in Roots Lake. Inform each man that they are to proceed to the lower paths and search for agaric fly swarms until further notice. I'll get the closest one last so I can just stay on my chocobo. Oh good, those stropers count. I don't have to go back. What's that? Everyone to search their lower paths for agaric flies? I know we haven't had to deal with poachers recently, but I cannot help but worry that they will strike in our absence. But an order is an order. Hi there, Stroper. Let me kill you. Gotta kill 4 of these things? Okay. Just stomp. A message from the captain? Damn, those Vilekin are a danger to travelers on the road. I will depart immediately. Garrick flies? In the lower paths? Then I mustn't delay. Thank you for relaying Captain Ladenel's orders, adventure. Oops. I missed. I take it you have informed my men then? Excellent work, Gale. However, I cannot keep the roosters distracted for too long. If you wish to pillage the henhouse, you must do so now. Well, what are you waiting for? There's a perfectly good adamantoise egg in the nest to the east of here, just ripe for the taking. Not that I expect you to live long enough to claim it. The mother never strays far from the child, and you will surely be attacked the moment you lay your hands upon the egg. There will be other heroes, Gale. You do not need to challenge Titan. Abandon your quest, or your corpse will rot in the swamp. Oh, is that what you think? Yeah, that's a big one. Mine. And I'm gonna kill one more adamantoise on the way. I thought you might have the good sense to leave this place. By your continued presence, I take it you intend to persevere to the bitter end? Actually, an exceptionally large egg with a seemingly unbreakable shell. When it hatches, the baby adamantoise that emerges will likely be as large as a hound. Ah, such bravery, such recklessness. That will serve you well against Titan. Leave the egg with me. I'll see that it gets to the captain. You should make haste to southern Thanalan. In Forgotten Springs, you will find a man named Udo Nunn. He will be your next guide. Safe travels, Gale. Alright, before... Southern Thanalan. That's Eastern Thanalan. I can go there. Okay, before we go to Little Alamigo, we're gonna head over and do this quest. Greetings, adventurer. Is there something you need? You wish to have your chocobo trained in combat. This is no small request you make. Riding your bird is one thing. Asking it to take hurts in your name is quite another. I will help you train your chocobo, but on the promise that you will never unduly expose it to danger. Do I have your word? Very well. To begin, you will need a bunch of... I'm never pronouncing this right. Gissel greens. You have my leave to pick one from the fields yonder. Return here when you have it. I have a whole stack of Gissel greens. Have you acquired the greens? Leafy greens originating from the Near East. If they were any fresher, they would still be in the ground. Superb! Then we shall get straight to it. Doubtless you already know this, but chocobos are highly fond of gissel greens. They love the leafy vegetables so much, in fact, that they will completely forget their fears in the face of danger. Thus, by feeding your bird the greens, you can prevail upon it to fight beside you, and then, once called, it will be up to you to direct its actions as you see fit. You will find that your chocobo innately responds to a number of general commands. Give your bird an order, and it will act accordingly, and to the best of its ability. This simple yet effective methodology was developed by the Fortem family, one of the foremost houses in Ishgard. Interesting. Fortem. And that concludes our lesson. Of course, it is not nearly enough to merely hear about a practice. One must venture forth and attempt it oneself. Summon your chocobo with a bunch of gissel greens, and together make your way to Sorrel Haven. The broodses that prowl the area ought to be a suitable challenge for you and your companion. Put down 3 of them and return here. And lastly, by way of advice, I would recommend you keep an ample supply of gissel greens on your person at all times. A resident vendor will be able to provide you with as many as you can carry. Yay! Hi, Shadow! We're gonna ride you and head over to these Ziz. What am I looking for? This is what I'm looking for. And don't actually need a pet Hopdara because I'm not going to be using a legit pet. Where's 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Five. Change this to be that. And we're gonna put it over here. Yeah, that works. We're gonna activate it. Save, and then we're gonna bring these down here. Withdraw. Follow, that ever works. Free stance. Defender stance. Healer stance. Attacker There we go. Okay. Got 3. Okay. Did I ever talk to you guys when I came here? I don't think I did. I hope you understand the risk involved in climbing the matron's leaf. Even should you survive a fall, the beasts below will quickly take notice. An adventurer like you should have no illusions about what would happen next. The creatures in these parts can be monstrous, but they are mewling babes compared to the nightmares found in Sorrel Haven. I would caution you against ranging too deeply into the forest. So, you have successfully negotiated your first few battles with your chocobo? Well done. Tell me, how did it feel? Was it not supremely reassuring, fighting with your feathered companion? Your chocobo can make up for your shortcomings, or build upon your strengths. Indeed, there are countless ways the two of you might complement one another. Through some experimentation, you will come to find the approach that serves you best. Ah, before I forget, I have one last parting gift. A saddlebag for your chocobo. Carry Gissel greens about can be quite cumbersome, after all, and there should be sufficient room for your personal belongings should the need arise. I pray it serves you well on your travels. Yay! Chocobo must own an apartment or estate or be sharing an estate. I can't train him. I'm actually going... That's so not what I meant. I gotta put that up on my hotbar. That's, again, the completely wrong thing. Extras. Main commands. Chocobo saddlebag. Okay. Let's put all of my dyes in the saddlebag. And any glamour related stuff. There we go. Better. Okay, I need to open up my Animal Crossing, so we're gonna sit here and take a look at this, and I will be right back. I'm actually gonna flip that over just to officially say right back. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go refresh my drink, grab my Switch so I can open it up for friends, and then I'll be back to head to South Thanalan. we're back. Gotta keep an eye on that, but it's there, out of my way. And we're heading towards Little Alamigo.
Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty.
Hot, 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 hot. Oh, that burned my pinky. Alright. Now we head down to the Forgotten Springs. Whew.
Yes, Nim? Do you want something? You want to come up here?
Oh right, these are level 45. I can actually be attacked by them. We're just gonna keep running. Run, Shadow, run! See, there's the zombies. That's what I think of when I think of the Corpse Brigade. Ow. Nice outfit. Ah, running into a bridge. Okay. Unfriendly sort of folk, the you. Asked leave to use one of their empty bunks once, and they near threw me out of town. What level gear do you have? I already have it. Oh, no, Nim, no. No, we do, no. No, no, no. I know you like to munch on this cord. And that is why I have this baby gate up here, so you can't munch on that cord. Okay. Never gone fishing in the desert? There's no difference between sand and sea once your quarry takes the hook. Creatures in these parts are terribly skittish of late. Hardly good news for a hunter like me. What do you suppose has gotten into them? Our people live as hunters, but as we prey upon the creatures of the desert, so too do they prey upon us. Out here, the weak feed the strong. Such is the law of nature. If it's water you're after, I'm not the person to talk to. Or was there something else? This is the only settlement in the Sagoli Desert and my home. In the past, it thrived as a hub for trade. Folk eventually lost interest in us, though, and that trade died away. That's how our place came to be known to outsiders as Forgotten Springs. But just when we started to enjoy our isolation, some ruins decided to appear just south of here. Now the old Dons are back in droves, and we have to put up with their grasping ways all over again. How do you like this, adventurer? The great Ulama Lamana is the only one among us who can bring down bigger game. This is all I've got to show for a day's hunting. Uraka will never let me hear the end of it. You stand before the abode of our tribe's most wise and noble chieftain. See to it that you act with propriety. State your business, adventurer. This is the one whiskey it sends me. I haven't the foggiest what he sees in you, and until I do, you will receive no aid from me. Persistent bugger. Very well, let's have a look at you. You've seen your share of battle, there's no mistaking that, and you did manage to obtain that adamantoise egg. However, that was not more than a display of brute force and blind courage. The nun I once fought also believed that his strength would save him. He was wrong, and now I am nun. Many years ago, I joined the company of heroes to hone my skills, instead of challenging my predecessor before I was ready. Even when I was young, I understood that victory goes to the patient, the cunning, the pragmatic. This is why I can't roll my R's, and I'm assuming that's what he's studying, victory. This is why I claimed my position, and it is why I still hold it, and it is why I will not help an unproven whelp. The child of the sands do not offer aid to strangers. To do so is a sign of weakness. However, if you were recognizable as a skilled hunter in your own right, it would be permissible to assist you. A child who wishes to become a hunter must collect the blood of 7 sundrakes. You are not a child, so you may find this to be easy, but you are not of the U tribe, so perhaps not. I will consider your request once you have brought me the blood, and not a moment sooner. I wouldn't spend too much time with Utika, adventurer. His strain of foolish cheer can be catching, and I found it wise never to become too happy. Happiness begets complacency, and it's only through discontentment that one rises to become more. This brings us to the issue of which one of us will next lead our tribe. Unlike Utika, the matter of who becomes the next Nun is one I take most seriously. Each of us represents a distinct vision for what lies ahead. You see, I am fascinated with the future. We cannot create it, but we can be prepared for it. We can profit from it, or we can perish by it. I need you to speak with immigrants, for they see Forgotten Springs through the eyes of opportunity, not loyalty. You there, you have the smell of a resourceful drink of water. Help me with one of the young ones, will you? I speak of a novice ranger by the name of Ukazuna, one of our most promising. I sent her southwest to hunt anglers, but she is rather long in returning. She should be back by now, even if she'd killed one, dressed it, and made a saddle out of it. As young a huntress as she is, I suspect she tripped over her own tail and has made a right mess of things. But this is something she ought to do on her own. I fear sending one among the tribe to help her is out of the question. You, on the other hand, are a different story. A full-scale module attack would breach the defense here within a day. With the lizardmen making so free of Zanrak of late, it would be for the good of all to have the immortal flames bolster the output here in Forgotten Springs. And now my chocobo just follows me everywhere. Timed out. Nope, it was just loading. Hi, girl. I believe you have your own quest of your own, too. I say more trade, fewer hindrances. Forgotten Springs is ideally situated to be the waypoint for trade routes across the desert. If only the nun would think to woo us merchants instead of outright rejecting us. I was all set to open a shop in Forgotten Springs. Would have been glorious, an amazing location, a string of customers lined up, a bevy of beauties, but the nun of the tribe, Uod Noon, I can't pronounce this first, Uod Noon, up and forbade it, just like that. Now, in a way, I understand it. The Ute kill or gather most of their own food, so they don't need what I'm offering. But surely the nun has to see there's more to his oasis than his own tribe. Prospectors, adventurers, flames, we just don't live or eat as they do. But there I go again, getting out of my soapbox. I might as well talk to you about something you can help with. Can you take this package to Beauregard Strike and get it to a fellow called Odinel? Why not? What do you have, Junkmonger? Not Shadow. No. Potions I care less about. This is where I wanted to go. Never did understand why they have so few bunks here. You see the miners pitching their tents down at Beauregard Strike? You'd think they want to be holed up there? Of course not. Just because they couldn't find an inn hereabouts that weren't full up. Don't think I talked to you. Our tribe once dwelled here in peace, unconcerned with the affairs of the outside world. Alas, civilization encroaches ever nearer, bringing corruption and vice in its wake. I feel like this is the only Seeker of the Sun actual settlement in the three major cities. You see other Seekers of the Sun around, but you're never actually aware their moon is. Fascinating, adventurer. Very fascinating. They speak much truth to you, these immigrants. You are my ears on the street. All the voices cry out for Forgotten Springs to open its gates. If our tribe is to prosper, we must enjoy the coin and protection of immigrants and outlanders. When I am none, the old ways will have to give way to the new. The law is clear. To become the Noon of the Yu tribe, one must defeat the current Noon. In my case, this means Uod Noon. However, in order to win the right to challenge Uod, I must first triumph over Utika. He stands in my way, and I in his. In this matter, the Noon is protected from constant challenge. But to defeat Utika, my arms must be impeccable. A fool he may be, but weak he is not. I shall make new arrowheads, and for that I need barbs from a Yarzan. 6 should be enough. He meant arms like weaponry. I heard arms like brute strength. I was gonna say, I can't help you there, just do more push-ups. Ranger of the Drake, Ranger of the Drake. Oops, out of food again. What I want you to be. You probably should be my healer first and foremost. Ugh, gods, I'm sorry. Oh, not to you. I'm sorry that I failed so miserably. Utika gave me this mission himself, and he's sure to be the next Noon of the tribe, and I have dishonored the name of the Yu. I could crop my tail as a penance, but I have to redeem myself. I'll just do something different. Again. I'm trying so hard. Okay, Sundrake's over there. On my way! Yeah, we're gonna zoom out. Heading towards those billowing clouds. Well met, adventurer. A package? Come from Minotaur Malm, did you? The bundle appears to contain food rations and a flask of drinking water. Thank you most kindly. The Malm's a pokey kind of place, small as the dickens and all manner of isolated to boot. Makes it tough to get up there and give Ribi Desu the custom he's due. Right shame about the Noon's decision. A store in the springs would have been a kindness. It's a cry, just a crying shame, and the worst part is there's no change in that old Mikote's mind. Mostly on account of the fact he hasn't one. The Alligans were a powerful people, all right, but I venture to guess it was all this heat that did them in. One more year here, and I'll be needing a sarcophagus. You see all this? All the excavation knowledge of Alminja and Sons mineral concern put to use uncovering the mains of the Alligan Empire. We mine knowledge here, not ore. Now that sounds grand, and it is, but most of the time is actually spent mothering this equipment. It's on account of the sand getting into the worst of places, and the damn stuff is everywhere. Which brings me to you, naturally. You're showing up now as a godsend, and who am I to refuse the gods? Could you remove the 3 piles of sand right over there? You be careful as you go about it, though. Some smoke bombs have burrowed into them, and they're none too friendly. Wasn't a smoke bomb in that one. Wonderful, adventurer. Those piles were going larger and larger by day, and I can't tell you how little I wanted to clean them up myself. But speaking of things I've no interest in doing, I'm sure you've noticed by now the glut of smoke bombs surrounding the site. Well, they're not here by chance. They're here on account of the equipment. The machines run bloody hot, and the heat draws the bombs in, and every time that happens, we need to shut everything down or else risk them exploding on the lot of us. We'd appreciate if you could take care of 4 of those pesky devils. I've already cleared out a bunch of them. Alright, I don't think anybody else is on my island. My battery on my switch. Go take out some smoke bombs. Okay, I'll go over here. We can share. We can share. mighty sunset. By Nald and by Thal, freedom from distractions at last. Thanks to you, I might be able to spend more than a minute focusing on the dig. Nothing beats having an extra pair of hands around. Alright, let's go do the actual MSQ. Coal. Sandrakes, is it? Downward. We can mine all the mithril. Did you guys call all the sandrakes already? Sorry, sundrakes. I'm gonna say yes, you did. So we're just waiting for them to respawn then? Okay. We'll go talk to Hob while we wait. Stay your sword. I promise I'm not like the others. Why, I absolutely despise the taste of adventurers' brains. Bloodthirsty adventurers always trying to hack me limb from limb. What did we zombies ever do to them? Aside from the brain eating, that is. Okay. Oop, I see one. Maybe that'll finish your 7 and you can go on your way. Yeah, of course you got that one. Are you returning? Looks like you're returning. Go! Go! Leave the sundrakes to me! Yep, there's one. Last one. Last one.
I see you.
Alrighty, that's 7. I never noticed that my beast gauge smokes when it's full. If only I had something to spend it on. Once we get to 35, we'll have something to spend it on. The Yars and Barbs, have you fetched them? I did. A sharp claw-like protrusion taken from the leg of a russet Yarden. My appreciation, adventurer. You may be surprised by what target these find. Note what you see of Forgotten Springs this day. The old ways are going, as quickly as arrows do fly. Took it hard, did she? She should. She's bringing up the rear in this crop of novices. If this were a game of Ifrit take the hindmost, she'd be on fire right about now. The reckless always have to take the hard way. They fail until they succeed or get themselves killed. To tell you the truth, I was exactly like her once, down to the earnestness. The fate music is obnoxious. Oh, now we have a new one over here. Nice. Isn't that like even like a fate? Ah, a familiar scent. I like the way you handled yourself last time. Would you be my helping hand in the desert once more? You remember Ukazuna, don't you? I have her where she needs to be, out hunting Amalja in the eastern Sagoli Desert, humbled, petulant, and with no idea how to gather her wits or her skills. The kindling is... Okay, people, finish the fate. Seriously. The kindling is laid, all it needs is a spark. Go east and dispatch 3 Amalja before Ukazina's highs. Harden that heart of hers, so weighed down already with shame and pique. Then, with the deft psyche, strike upon that flint. Oh, come on, just kill one more. One more! I will not help an unproven whelp. Bring me the blood, or we have nothing to discuss. You mean this blood? The bright frothy blood of a draken scaleskin. For some unknown reason, the humors will not coagulate. You are a hunter of beasts. This much I now know to be true. But Titan is no mere beast. If you mean to hunt a god, you must prove much more to me. Come on, jerk. That's not what I meant to do. Oh, right. No earrings. No earrings for Gale. Hunting a beast is a simple affair. You merely stalk, pursue, and slay. Hunting a beast man, however, is a far more complex endeavor. Across the desert to the east lies an Amalja encampment. There dwells a warrior renowned both for his strength and guile. To even face this Amalja in battle, you must first find a way to lure him from the encampment. This will be your test, to draw out and defeat the veteran. For this, I will offer you no advice, only this worn spear. Why, you ask? You will have to solve that riddle yourself. Now go, slay this old warrior, and bring me his necklace. My gods, I need to get away from this fate. There's all these people sitting around. We should just go kill the one more sandworm. Then we can all be in peace. Huh. Have I got a job for you, adventurer? You'll be positively perfect. You can look dangerous, can't you? My sisters and I like to bathe here after a hunt, but lately there have been oglers about. I've left out of the water to chase them off, but this only seems to swell their ranks. Will you chase them down and show them how furious I am? Hey, peeping toms. Stop looking at the cat girls. Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. No need to get angry now. I have a problem, alright? I was working it out with me mummy, and, I don't know what that means. I don't want to know what that means. Oh my god, there's a lot of them. What? I said I like the trees too. It's not like I'm only here for the girls. Oh, my lord, I have been tested and found most wanting. So easily was I blinded, trusted, and enfeebled. I must rise above these base impulses if I am to amount to anything. No need to get angry, lad. I was just measuring these, trees. Yes, these trees. Rather odd looking, eh? Only doing my bit for science. Whoa there! I'll never peep, I swear it by the 12's gods, I'll see that look of fury at nightmares. Ha! Really? You were terrified of me going, ugh! There's one more. I don't know where. Yeah, there he is. He's a little tall. Can't say as though I meant to offend you, sir. Well, I'll be going. Ah, marvelous. Not an ogler in sight. You have my gratitude, adventurer. Though, having a good look at you, I suppose I wouldn't mind if you stole a peek now and then. Oh, that Amalja. Not that. I mean, Xanark's right here. doing that. I'll go do this first, and you can do that in peace. Oh no, not another fate. May have to participate in the fate. Nope, nope, you're not a fate one. Where's Makote? There she is. Hiding, of course. I'm sorry. I hate having to repeat that over and over. I have no idea what I'm doing. I got this far into their encampment and then I froze. Ugh, it's all so pointless. Come on, you can do it. Apparently, I spelled that wrong. Come on! Ah, adventurer, I bore witness to your deeds. You were amazing. I felt as though I was in a daze, but now I'm fully aroused. The other Makoto just wanted to look at me too. I shall need time to consider your actions this day. Farewell. Alright, now let's go do the mid-story part. There's the spear. There should be a waiting point. There it is. And Stone Spike Tanadga. Is no more. Tell me, adventurer, is our old nemesis dead? A confusion of teeth, bones, and claws strung onto a piece of leather. Supposedly from the pattern in which items are ordered, other Amaja can glean the name and rank of the necklace's wearer. 'Tis a fine necklace, as befits a veteran of countless battles. It will make an excellent trophy. The spear belonged to one of his brothers. I knew when he spied it from afar he would be unable to resist venturing outside the encampment to see for himself. Did you discern my intent, or was it dumb luck, I wonder? Either way, you impress me, adventurer. I shall tell you of the ingredients you seek. A shame we did not meet when I was still with the company of heroes. He would have made a fine recruit. But no point dwelling on what cannot be. You have a Welwick worm to hunt. Sandworms slither brazenly across the desert dunes, but Welwick worms are fewer and farer in number. Rarity breeds demand, and so their meat is highly prized as a delicacy. The only way to catch your quarry is to entice it with something it cannot resist. These worms prey on the smaller creatures of the Sagoli. A freshly slaughtered angler carcass would be my choice of bait. There is an area teeming with anglers to the east. I will mark it upon your map along with the location where Welwick worms are most frequently sighted. Be warned, the blood will drive the worm into a feeding frenzy. If your skills are lacking, it will devour you as well. Well done, and thank you, adventurer, but I'm afraid someone may have wrecked our effort. The double-dyed fool Ukuba saw fit to give her another of his lectures as soon as she rode back in. The man is such a fool. His scolding ways have cost us more novices than the desert and beastmen combined. Ukuba has little love for anyone but himself. So it's you, been working together with Utika and his schemes. I've heard. I suppose I can hardly expect an adventurer to be loyal, but I can expect you to stay out of the U-Tribe affairs, especially when they concern the training of our young rangers. The fact that Ukazuna has been naught but a disgrace for us is no excuse for your interference, no matter what Utika might believe. For the nonce, I've dispensed her to the Minotaur Malm that she might reflect on her many flaws in solitude. But that will accomplish nothing by itself. The problem must be fixed at the source, Utika's foolish methods. Since you've gotten so close to the man, mayhap you'd be so kind as to tell him to refrain from corrupting other impressionable novices? Would you two talk to each other? What's all this? Ukuba expects me to stay away from teaching our young ones? His foolish notions truly know no bounds. A true instructor does more than simply criticize the students when they fail. I continue to worry about how Ukazuna fares following the repeated rebukes that she has received from the onion-eyed troll. Who knows what damage she's wrought? Please, adventurer, seek her out so that we might determine her mental state. I don't know which one of you I like better. Or more, which one of you I like worse? It's good to see you again. What's that? You're wondering how I'm doing? I'm fine! Don't worry yourself on my account. I have everything I need. Mostly. There is one thing you could do for me. I need 3 anglers, alive but enfeebled. I believe that when they are sufficiently weakened, they can be caught with simple sacks. Would you do me this favor? Okay. I'm going to the anglers anyway. I might as well throw 3 in a bag. This is totally the wrong way. The zombies are out to play. Now just a regular angler. But this one I can kill. You're in my way. Done. Here you go. Whatever could be floundering about in this angler-sized sack? These should do nicely. I switched to archery, you see, and I thought that anglers, a mite slowed, would make fine practice targets. It's interesting. I wouldn't have dreamed of picking up the bow before, but some things became clear to me after that Amalja hunt. When I returned from it and spoke with Ukuba, he suggested that I might be more suited to fighting at range. 'Twas he who showed me how to shoot. He even gave me these arrows, the heads of the Yarzenbarb. I am fortunate to have both Ukuba and Utika watching over me. We are a tribe, and what I take from others I wish to give back some day. That is what I train for now, not to win praise or escape rebuke. Different though they may be, either Utika or Ukuba would make a worthy noon. Don't think I've grown too wise, though, believe me. I'll still get a thrill and a half from putting arrows through these slimy monstrosities. I keep going that way. That's not the right way. You have found Ukazunu well, you say, and she's become an archer? Why, that's brilliant. I can't believe I didn't think of it of myself. And those Yarzenbarb arrowheads, Ukuba spent hours shaping those. Well, I hate to admit it, but he is a better man than I gave him credit for. Still, he shall receive no quarter from me. I intend to lead this tribe, and it will be all the easier to bleed him bloody if I keep my dislike of him intact. 31, that's a... in comparison. I'm gonna keep my... Oh, because that's a Disciple of War. Strength bit debt. Yeah, I think I will take it. Okay. Can I move on now? I think I have to get cheese next. You look well. Have you caught your quarry then? A large round of sliced Welwick worm white meat. Your skills as a hunter rival those of our best. I applaud your success, Gale. The meat will need to be heavily smoked before I ship it to Whiskit. Worry not, you have my word that he will receive it in time for the banquet. You must be eager to obtain the third ingredient. I regret to say that I know naught of its location. For the nonce, you should return to Costa del Sol and seek Whiskit's counsel. Ah, but a moment. Since you'll be meeting the captain again soon, there is something I would like to deliver to him for me. Mount speed in Thanalan has increased. Ood Nun would like you to deliver a gift to his kid. I don't read those. Why am I reading that? The captain was always fond of this brand wine. I would be grateful if you could deliver it on my behalf. I was a reckless, angry youth when I first joined the company, and he would have been well within his rights to cast me out. Everything I have I owe to his wisdom and generosity. Aye, Whiskit was a firm yet fair teacher, an expert moulder of men, and I suspect that is still the case now. Please, give him my regards, Gale. Back to Costa del Sol. Well met, Gale. Lanadel and Udunun both spoke highly of you. What brings you here today? A deep caramel-colored spirit made from the twice distilling fine red wine and then aging it in rosewood barrels for at least 30 summers. Ah, my favorite! I shall have to thank the Noon personally. Now, you have but one ingredient left. Fortunately, you will not have to travel to Ardenal this time to obtain it. Things we do for cheese. Truth be told, I never intended for you to collect the last ingredient. Brayflox, my old quartermaster, wished to bring it to Costa del Sol herself. However, not long ago, she sent word that there's been some trouble at the longstop and that the delivery would be delayed indefinitely. She told me nothing of the incident itself, but I fear the situation may be dire. Though I would like nothing more than to aid her myself, I have no choice but to turn to you and your allies. Make haste to the Hidden Falls dock and speak with Uzun Nazun. He will direct you to Raincatcher Gully, where Brayflox and her people have made their home. What's the hurry, adventurer? Eh, something happen over at the Gabi settlement? I don't know why you're so eager to help a bunch of beastmen, but go and talk to the skipper over yonder. She'll ferry ye to Raincatcher Gully. Bye, Shadow. I'd think twice about venturing into Raincatcher Gully if I were you. Ever since the calamity, it's been crawling with bizarre creatures, the likes of which no one has ever seen before. Tongue flaps of whiskey at me, reaching ears of Brayflox. Uplander has come for tasty fresh scabby treats, yes? Quest prize of Uplander deep in Longstop. Flighty beast chased Gobbyflock from homes. Gobbyflock needs goodly Uplander, gives safety to Longstop with much hand lending. Brayfox Longstop, now accessible. That's so not what I meant to push. Oh, I should probably repair my gear. I can't repair it myself, though. And I don't... There is a mender up here. We'll go up there just to mend, but we won't pretend like we've actually been there. If we make it. Just need a healer. Kaboom! Squish. There we go. It was never in one point. We haven't experienced this place yet. We will come here when the main story sends us. Let's avoid the Hur-eating pelican, considering I'm a Hur. Take out grass wrappers while I'm waiting. grass wrappers. Done. Brayflox cannot give what Brayflox does not have. Uplander and Gobbyflack must first take back Longstop. Nope, we lost DPS. Oh, look how low those scores are. Reagan is 10 times all that. I have no acquired titles. Here we go! Brayflox Longstop. Oops. I want to do this first. I come in a dungeon, I think to myself, I have to remember at the end of the dungeon to go change how my party members line up here. this way, please. Thank you. headset kind of cut out there. One thing about this dungeon, it has too many bosses. Somebody else can grab the chest. 61. Yeah, I'll take that. That final boss has too many vowels in its name. Too many bosses in this dungeon, too many vowels in the final boss's name. Come on. Thank you. Get your butt over here. Woohoo! Level up. Home Gang, which I honestly never use. I'll have to start. Alright, so we're gonna move those over there. I'm gonna put Home Gang there. Things we do for cheese. Goodly Uplander has thanks of Gobbyflock. Flighty beast was tricksy foe, but Uplander outwitted with plans making. Uplander has goodly head for fighty think. Brayflox happy gives tasty fresh gobby treats to clever Uplander. Cheese is stinky sweet gobby treat. Special make with secret gobby arts. No party complete without gobby gouda, Brayflox ever say. I got the cheese. And now maybe you'll tell me how to get to Titan. Which we'll probably do next time. Battle over dweller, battle over dweller, battle over dweller, Titan. Battle over dweller, battle over dweller, battle over dweller, Titan. No, that's a vacuum cleaner upstairs, not a creature in my game. Oh, yep, Tummy says probably time to stop soon. I do think, depending on how I'm feeling and what else is going on, I will probably do more streaming during the week instead of just waiting till Sunday because, again, we're only at level 32 quests and we have a long way to go to get to Heavensward before the patch, which is the goal. I gather you solved Brayflox's little problem? The pungent odor of this hard yellow cheese, veined with blue-green mold, is most comparable to the warm, damp boot of a zombie after stepping in right chocobo dung. Goblins claim it is a delicacy, but then again, they have their masks to filter out the aroma. By the gods, that unholy stench, this is, definitely goblin cheese. Judging from the smell, this should be quite flavorful. How is it made? It's best to remain ignorant of such things. I still remember when I learned what kind of milk they use. Oh, and now we have extra things up there. What do you mean you forgot the wine? Bravo, Gale. Thanks to you, our guest shall be honored with a marvelous banquet. But what good is an exotic feast without an equally exquisite aperitif? Aye, your work is not yet finished. Before we can discuss Tyson, you must first bring us a suitable wine. Speak with Driswitz over yonder. He is overseeing preparations for the banquet and will tell you what you must do. Okay, because there are extra quests opening up, and then we have to go do the wine stuff, which I know is another loop-de-loop. We will do that next time. Probably maybe Tuesday? If not Tuesday, then definitely Wednesday. I'll probably hop on and keep working at this. I skipped map night last week, and I don't know if we're gonna do runs this week of Eden because we didn't last week and none of us really need them anymore. So we're gonna turn Gale around this way and turn the camera around this way and just get everybody dizzy. And we will stop here in Costa del Sol, running errands for this banquet because nobody just wants to tell me anything and take my word for it. I have the support of the Scions. Does that not count for something? Apparently not. If Louis Soir was here, things would be different. But until the next time I'm on, have a good time. Tomorrow is June. Be safe. Be healthy. Have fun. So long, everyone.